Stop talking! Stop talking about Epstein! Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Blue Sedition podcast. Look at Mike; he's ready to have some fun. Are you pumped, dude?
I'm pumped,
dude. We didn't have.
I'm the co-host, Mike Smith.
We didn't. I'm Nate Brady. Our names are on the screen, but if you're in the car, you wouldn't have known who we were, unless you've been here before. And this is something like, I don't know, we're somewhere in the high 40s for episodes. So you can if you start from the beginning, you can pretty much see a very clear time lapse of our mental health declining, right? I think you can.
Yeah, it's the slow descent into madness.
Yeah.
We're laughing a lot more, but our eyes look dead.
Yes, we are dead inside, and it's starting to come through on the outside. Mike, we got an interesting show today, I guess.
Yeah. Lots of stuff.
I mean,
lots of stuff.
A few things to talk about. For those of you that are in the car, I'm sharing an image of Donald Trump being, I don't know, blessed or looked over by the ghost of Jeffrey Epstein.
It's pretty glorious.
Wow. Yeah. Good friends. They were very good friends.
Very good friends.
Very close.
Yes.
I think there's been some developments here to talk about with Jeffrey Epstein. The files, maybe you can help me out here. You can tell me. There were files on Pam Bondi's desk in February, including the client list. There are lots of files, boxes even. And she was finishing up reviewing them.
They include names.
They included names
of victims and perpetrators. Alleged perpetrators.
Pedophiles, gross human
pictures
beings.
and video, but fine.
I mean, hundreds of hours we're hearing of videos.
Pam Bondi said thousands of hours
of video
in her press conference.
In her press conference,
all on her desk.
This was in February of 2025. We are now in July of 2025, and there is an update. Pam Bondi said,
"What files? What are you talking about? No such thing.
No files.
There are no Epstein files.
There was nothing."
It's the most amazing gaslighting, even from them, even from the Trump party. Like, this is gaslighting on another level. Where and then reporters have asked, they'll be like, "But why did you say there were tons of files back in February if there are no files?" And she's just like, "I didn't say that." We're like, "Well, here's a recording on my phone of you saying that.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?" And she's like, "That's fake news." Like, I don't understand the gall these people have with the gaslighting they do. Like, it's literally the king has no clothes, and they're just ignoring. They're pretending it's not real. It's amazing.
So, the DOJ and the FBI said that they have 300 gigabytes of data, many of which includes illegal child sex abuse.
Yeah, CSAM. Yeah, and so the party line, we should give credit to their argument here because they are trying to make one, is that the only information they have is all victims. They can't give anything out because they don't want to re-victimize victims of Jeffrey Epstein and no one else, which is sort of nonsensical, right? Because if you have all of these pieces of evidence with people in them, some of the people in those are probably not the victims, right? Right?
You would, 300 gigabytes of images, videos, and other evidence.
Yeah.
Obviously. So,
and not only that, but you have to show some context here because I think it's important. The original, I think it was FBI release of information included a number of like photographs of the property and like possessions that they were confiscating as part of their evidence collecting. And one of the things that I found really interesting is there's an image of like, it's an entire closet, and all it is rows and rows and rows of black binders with client names on them that had been redacted. And they're just like I mean, I can't say who, but let's say John Doe is one of the clientele. It's on this binder that you collected and redacted. So how is that not on a list somewhere? How are you not releasing that? Right?
I mean, guys, we're not dancing around it. I mean, it's pretty obvious. The reason. So well, let's take a step back. Everyone's mad at Pam Bondi, and great. I mean, whatever.
I'm mad at her.
Go get her. Whatever. Pam Bondi. The way that the Justice Department works now is that you do the president's bidding, right? Pam Bondi doesn't do a single damn thing without running it by Donald Trump first. Okay.
Sure.
So everyone's like, I can't believe Pam Bondi failed Donald Trump. I can't believe she's doing this. Grow up. Okay? I mean, come on. She's doing this specifically because he asked her to. And why? I think it's pretty clear, right? I mean, they're best friends. Epstein and Donald Trump were extremely close. So everyone's saying, well, if Trump was on the client list, if there was all this evidence, that would indict Trump, why wouldn't they have released it during the Biden administration? And I think it's pretty clear, right? Everybody's on that list. There's Democrats and Republicans in the highest offices of the land, from Bill Clinton to Donald Trump, that are on that list.
Well, and it's got royalty as well. So I mean, this is a what do you call it? A multinational conspiracy at this point, where they're trying, because I think that there was allegations, and even Trump made them, that I think Prince Andrew was on there. Do I have the name?
No, it was guaranteed. Yeah, no, he was on there
because he was out of the spotlight for a long time because of those allegations.
Yeah,
He refused to travel abroad because he was afraid he was going to get arrested and basically deposed in the United States. And you're like, well, you can't have a member of the royal family.
Royal family.
So the list exists. They're just not going to share it with American people.
Well, this sounds like, listen, if you can get unalived over like releasing some documents about Boeing, allegedly, then this sounds like something you can get unalived for. If you had all of this information and you were willing to cut deals, let's say you're a person like Jeffrey Epstein, okay? If you're running this high-powered, child sex abuse ring, and it's being basically fueled by the richest people in America and the richest families around the world, then you're actually the bottom of the barrel in this. The big fish are all of those people. So if I were an independent DOJ, right, I would be like, we're going to cut this guy some deals to go after, an ex-president, the royal family, all of these elite pedophiles, right?
Yeah.
That sounds like something somebody might get unalived for. Right? Maybe. So
we're not suggesting that there's
good news,
conspiracy or a cabal of
no. There is good news. The DOJ released the video that shows that no one entered Epstein's cell area that night at all. The night he died, nobody. There is a catch. There's one catch, minor, very small. There's a very small catch. The video is edited and there's a few minutes missing, but
1 minute, and it's the 59 through 60th minute of the 24th hour, which, to their credit, they had released other days, and apparently this is a known thing that had been happening for months. That's not the shocking part, though. They released the video, and you can plainly see a orange jumpsuit or something just turning the corner and going up to Epstein's lockup. And this was released by the FBI. And when people are like, well, what are you talking about? No one went up there. That's him. Whoever went up there, that's the person. And they had initially reported, oh, well, that was actually one of the guards bringing the orange jumpsuit to Epstein's prison cell. And they were like, well, how come none of the guards remembered that happening under questioning from the FBI? Because that didn't, nobody said that happened. And that directly contradicts the evidence that's there, which is nobody went to his cell. A guard, didn't go to his cell. My fellow guard didn't go to his cell. So who was that? And then I think it was 2 weeks ago, they released an updated statement saying, well, actually, that was actually Epstein in his orange jumpsuit going back to his cell. And then the question comes, well, wait a minute, why was he out of his cell, 6 hours after lockdown? What are we trying to say here? Where is this story going?
Yeah. So,
and they're like, we don't know why he was out of his cell. And I'm like, you're a prison. What do you mean you don't know why one of the prisoners isn't in his cell when he's supposed to be?
So aside from the minute or possibly several other edited minutes in the video, the DOJ purported it to be unedited raw video footage, right? And Wired has found that metadata in the video suggests that it was edited with Adobe Premiere.
Really? Now
yes.
This is brand new information to me.
Yes. This is this was 2 days ago. This came out. So likely edited with Adobe Premiere. 21 gigabytes so 2 independent forensics experts who use a metadata tool to analyze the exchangeable image file format, the EXIF, identified it as being likely edited by Adobe Premiere Pro. I mean,
what the hell,
dude?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm in the conspiracy theory camp now, man. I'm putting on my tinfoil hat. I'm with you. This is the next step of too much going wrong for any of this to be right.
Right. I mean, Mike and I are constantly battling on the opposite side of the conspiracy theories. Like, hold on. Hold on a second.
You've probably heard a couple of those on this podcast.
Yeah.
We're fighting the good fight most of the time, but I mean,
we're at
somebody
the point
to corroborate this. Like, this is pretty good. Look at this quote. Why am I suddenly seeing a different aspect ratio? Scroll down just a little bit. It's the next big thing. Like, what? That's amazing to me.
If a lawyer brought me this file and asked if it was suitable for court, I'd say no. I mean, holy shit. Do a direct export from the original system, no monkey business. I mean, that's gone now, right? It's got to be gone.
It's got to be. There's no way that you're going to have it, right? I mean, again, playing into the conspiracy theory, there's going to be something like, well, because didn't they claim that there was like corrupted footage of, or like 2 of the cameras were broken, but just on that particular like week. And so we have only that one angle that shows basically nothing except that orange outline going up to the room, or the prison room, the cell.
Right.
So I mean, like, there's too much coincidence here for me. Like, you only have one angle from a bad angle from a camera. Much of the video is 2 minutes of the video is missing apparently. And now the video appears to have been edited before being released by the FBI. I mean, no, line it up, man. That's criminal conspiracy to commit murder there.
Right. I don't know what else to say on this.
I just think that you got to keep asking. I mean, the other thing is that it so clearly bothers Trump that the media, but also people in general, even his base, continue to push on this because they're like, you're not answering the question. You're not releasing the stuff you said you were going to release. And now you're telling me that you'll never do it. And he just gets so upset about that. He was in a press conference the other day. And a reporter asked for a follow-up on this, on Epstein. I forget the exact context, but it was basically like, you said you had names. Are you going to release the names? And he goes something to the effect of, why are people so hung up on Epstein? This guy's dead. Why do we care about this? And the reporter's like, well, he trafficked, minors for sex for many, many years. And the circumstances surrounding his death are very dubious. And people want to know. And he goes, you stop it. You're being annoying. Nobody wants to talk about Epstein. He waves his hands. You're like, well, okay, you're clearly upset about this. Methinks that I do protest too much.
Yeah, so I think the bottom line is clearly, I've got a sandwich delivered. This is going to be an
Room
interesting
service.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting episode where I eat a burger live. Yeah.
That mukbang.
So look, I don't know how else I don't know where to go from here. Both sides. There was I wish I could find it. I wish I had it queued up.
To me, like, okay, so we've been, just to put it into a different perspective, we've been wrestling with conspiracy theories and nonsense like that for forever. But the one that stands out the most to me, I think, was JFK, the assassination of JFK. And it's been, what is it, 80 years? I'm not even really sure, of people saying, like, what about this? What about that? And they have released enough of the files to the point where I don't think that was like an assassination. Sorry, it was an assassination. I don't think it was a criminal conspiracy assassination just done by the feds or NSA or anything like that. I think it was just, can't remember the guy's name.
Jack
and he was kind of
whatever.
Not Jack Ruby.
Oh, the other guy. Yeah,
Oswald. The guy. Oswald.
Yeah.
And like, there's just not enough. I mean, it's a compelling story. I've watched movies, I've watched documentaries about it, and it has pieces of compelling whatabouts, but I think they're basically explained in my mind. This everything here is just me going, there's no way.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way that your talking points of there was no list, there we can't go after anybody and it's done, go away now, I'm sorry, but that's just a criminal conspiracy. You're covering it all up because either you're on it or you're protecting the people who are on it.
I saw a poll for that came out, I think, yesterday. The percentage of people split by Republicans and Democrats that were satisfied with the result of the Epstein files, with the result of
the
DOJ's memo. And it was 4% and 3%. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, completely aligned on both sides. I've talked to people who are like hardcore MAGA people. That I know personally, unfortunately.
Right.
Where I've said, dude, what's going on? One person in particular really stuck out to me. I said, dude, what's going on? Suddenly there's no Epstein files. And he goes, you know what, Nate? I think I've been duped. And I mean,
really?
That's a pretty.
Man.
This is from somebody. I mean, I've talked with other mutual friends of this person, and we're all kind of just stunned. I mean, this could really be an earth-shattering, like, awakening moment for a lot of MAGA who were really excited about the release of the Epstein files. It's something that Trump said that he would do. Right. We all wondered why he didn't do it in his first term, but then, of course, his campaign. He said during his campaign he would release the files. And so now second term comes around, and I had to remind this person, well, who was president when Epstein was killed? And he was like, well, Biden. And I was like, incorrect.
Try again?
You want to try that one again? And he's like, no. And he literally looked it up while I was standing right there, and he's like, is this real?
We're living in a post-fact reality, and so a lot of people, myself included, I will admit that the COVID, like, my brain just doesn't remember any of that period of time correctly because you have nothing to anchor it to. And I think that a lot of people during Trump campaigns, both in I guess it's 15, 16, and then again in he's campaigned 3 times now, hasn't he? But in all of those elections, you forget, because I think you're just so tied to your candidate of choice and you're paying attention to your news sources of choice, and the things you don't care about just kind of fall by the wayside. Because I just don't remember. I can't remember the 2015-16 campaign versus the 2020 or the 2024. Like I can't remember what he said when in any of those things. Like you had just mentioned that on the campaign trail, I believe this was for the 24 election, but he said on the campaign trail that he would release the Epstein files. And that was a Fox News segment, as I recall, an interview with three
There was one.
interviewers.
Yeah.
And they ran it, and I remember that was a cut. And
he looked uncomfortable.
Do
you remember that?
Because we have the full video now.
Right.
So he says,
right.
Yeah, I think I will release it. And then they cut to another question. But the full video's there. And then he actually follows that up with saying, although you have to be careful because you don't want the victims to have their lives ruined anymore. Oh no, he didn't even say the victims. He was like, there are people included in this report who, shook hands with him at a party once, and you don't want to ruin their lives for associating them with Jeffrey Epstein.
Has he ever thought about another person in his life like that?
Who's he talking about right there?
He's talking about himself.
We've seen the pictures of him partying with Epstein and laughing with them, and then he's talking about himself.
He's never cared about another human being like that ever in his life.
No.
He's not talking about victims or other people getting hurt. He's talking about himself.
Right.
Everything is to protect him.
Oh, everything. And at this point, I think you might be onto something, is that he needs protection for himself against these other rich and powerful allies, because, some of them got him elected again. And if he ousts them,
So there was a vote. There was something that happened in Congress, right? There was nothing ever happens in Congress. No. Okay, great points. Let's see what happens here. So Republicans just unanimously voted to block the release of the Epstein files. We're not following Brian Tyler Cohen. What's wrong with this?
And it's amazing, man. This is how by one vote you couldn't get one Republican on board with you to release the Epstein files.
What's up with this, dude?
Why are all the Republicans against releasing the Epstein files? Well, that's a dumb banner. Don't show that.
I mean, I don't know. Anyway.
But I mean, no, look, it's straight down party lines, right? 211 to 210.
Right.
All the Democrats voted. Oh no, 2 Democrats voted.
No, they weren't present. Yeah.
And then there were 9 Republicans who did not vote.
Right.
But either way, 211 to 210 to block the release of the Epstein files. Amazing. That should tell you everything you need to know about the Republican Party. Why don't they want the Epstein files to be released? I thought Bill 96 and George Soros were all in these files. Don't you guys want to get them?
This couldn't be a clearer
voting for you.
This couldn't be a clearer indication of Congress not working for the people. 96% of Americans want these files released. 96%. How is this working?
Time to write your representative and let them know who actually sent them there.
Now,
maybe send a different one there next year. Because they clearly don't care about you or your wants.
You think it would happen, though? I think, I got to be honest with you. I'm going to jump back on the conspiracy train a little bit and say Democrats all voted nay because they knew Republicans would all vote yay. But if it weren't that way, would this still end up one short of being released?
A yay?
No.
You had a chance. You had a chance to rhyme the whole thing. You could have rhymed that whole thing.
I could have rhymed the whole thing. Listen, I don't think Democrats in power would have it released either. Okay? I think that this is what it looks like when powerful people are protecting each other.
Who didn't vote on this?
That's a good question. It's a good question. Let's find out.
I'm looking it up because I mean, you're right there, right? 2 not votes, and that would have passed the yeas, or the nays rather.
Let's see. 211. The decisive vote took place. The amendment from Rokana, by the way. Great job, Rokana, stepping it up. We remember Rokana as a former chairman of Bernie Sanders' 2020 election campaign. So great work there. The notable Republicans who voted no, well, that's all of them. I'm looking for
if I find out Cory Booker didn't vote on this because
Cory Booker's a
I'm sorry, not Cory Booker, Jeffries. If Jeffries did not vote on this because he was out there, having a 24-hour speech or something, I'm going to be very pissed off.
No, there's no way. He would be in line with the Democrats on this, I would think.
I assume the NVs are the geriatric community of Democrats who are basically disabled and can't make it to the floor now. The cancer patient who did he die? I don't even remember.
I don't know.
And then Pelosi didn't make it, I assume.
Yeah, Jeffries voted in favor.
All right.
Of releasing, so
so they just didn't have the votes. Oh, shucks.
Boy, it's always the case, man, right? Like just
send them $5 and they'll double the benefit. Whatever.
Just so close. We were just so close. If we just had the one more Democrat, 2 more Democrats,
we just could have 4 or 5 more seats.
If we just 4 or 5 more seats, then all of those not voted Republicans, then they would have voted yay. I mean, come on, man. This is just.
Then just what we could have done is we could have forced the head of the FBI to release the unredacted Epstein list, right? Remind me who the head of the FBI is again?
He runs a podcast. Is it you? Is it me?
It's me.
It's you. It's me. Are you direct? Are we the director and co-director of the?
That's my point. Is that even if they had passed, for one thing, this bill
wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered because you're like, okay, we're not blocking it.
Because then it has to go through the DOJ and the FBI and all of that stuff, and then they're gonna fumble it.
Yeah, this was a vote to block the release.
Of course.
And then they're like, okay, that didn't pass. We can't block it. We're just not going to ask.
But if I'm a Republican and I know that like 96% of my constituents want this released, I know that even if it passes here, it's not going to happen. Why are you voting? You should all be in favor of releasing these. I don't understand. Because you're totally right. This is just ceremony. It's not going to actually happen. But it's never been a clearer indicator that our Congress, our representative democracy, is completely broken.
You know what's funny about that is that even if you're Trump right now, right, and you continually hear that you need to release this thing, why not just release like a heavily redacted version that just has the names in it that you care about? Like if Bill Clinton's in there, I'm going to redact everything except the name Bill Clinton.
That's what I don't I mean,
like, why not do that?
I would never have put it past Trump to come up with his own list, right? He's had months, right. He's had years, frankly, to come up with his own list or whatever. And yeah, you're totally right. Because he's now saying, the new thing from Trump is this is Hillary Clinton created the list. Hillary and Bill and Obama created the list. So wait, so you're saying Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton created this client list that heavily implicates Bill and other Democrats as well as? Like, it doesn't even make sense.
You can never use Trump's words against Trump's words because it's all gibberish anyway.
It's all gibberish.
But even still, the evidence that we have seen, the public has been made aware of.
Right.
Like I said before, there's this picture of one of his closets that has hundreds of black binders, and the caption to that is black binders with clientele names redacted. And so I'm like, I don't need a list. Just find that unredacted picture and release some of those names as needed. And that's the easiest thing to do. And Trump could find a win in there. He could be like, oh, look, it's George Soros or whoever.
How many people do you think have seen the unredacted stuff now? I mean, we're talking.
I bet a lot. Of it is going around signal chats and all sorts.
Well, sure, but it's been across 2 administrations as well. I mean, what What? I don't understand. I just don't understand. Why can't we get answers on this?
Yeah, it is a little odd. I don't understand, because they're telling us to our face that there is nothing to present to us. But I'm telling them to their face that you have shared enough with us that I know
We know
that you have names. Release some names. Do an investigation into so and so. Like, it's the simplest, and it's low hanging fruit. This is the simplest win he could get with his base. But he's insisting on they're the only people who committed those types of acts on Jeffrey Epstein's island were Jeffrey Epstein. That's what they're telling us. They're telling us that nobody else did anything.
Nobody was there. It was just him.
36 gigabytes? My man, there's no way. There's just no way. And I have the number wrong. It wasn't 36. It was much more. But like, okay. Ghislaine Maxwell, under oath, said that every room and every bathroom was being monitored and recorded 24 hours a day on the entire estate. Okay.
Right.
That's being backed up.
Right.
And that's presumably the video material that they're discussing.
Probably a lot of it, right?
There's going to be tons of it. It's over years, right? So you're telling me nobody shows up on those videos except Jeffrey Epstein and his victims. That's weird. What you're telling. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah. It doesn't sound right, man.
Doesn't sound right, man.
Doesn't sound
Especially
right.
when Trump has said in the past that, Bill Clinton and so many others visited the island and are going to be in trouble because of this. Like, just some names. You can figure out some names from these videos without saying who the victims were.
So
it's not hard.
I would really like to believe that this is it. This is the bullet that missed, a couple of inches from his brain. I mean, this is the final. I
don't think he can lie his way out of this.
No. And okay, so I want to share this as wife noticer and Tim Onion as well. Look, his brain, it seems to be not handling the weight of this Epstein stuff. Because now anytime anybody brings up Epstein, he loses his mind. He's like, stop talking about Epstein. He's slapping at the keyboard. He's yelling at everybody. They're so funny. There's tweets of his son going or talking in an interview. We need those Epstein files released, and then it's cut with him. Stop talking about Epstein. It's hilarious. But so earlier today, I think it was, he was like all mad about Powell and the Federal Reserve, and he was like, I can't believe who even nominated this idiot, this guy. Like, and clearly he did. He was talking about Ted Kaczynski being a brilliant, which, hey, okay, great. Maybe we agree on this. But he was talking about his late uncle saying that Ted Kaczynski was a great student or whatever, and that he taught him, but his uncle died like 10 years before Ted Kaczynski even went to MIT. It's like, either he's a liar, which, okay, he is. But he's also seriously suffering from the same cognitive decline or worse that Biden was going through. And as other people have already said in comments of ours, Jake Tapper, hello, are you there, Jake Tapper? Are you going to write a book about this? Like, what? So, listen, I wasn't a fan of Biden for many reasons, as a lot of progressives weren't. He was a holdover. He was hopefully bridging the gap to something better. Okay, but what
definitely begging for that.
Yeah, and then what ended up happening? We're back here, but you have to give the same. All those people out there that were giving Biden crap for his cognitive decline. You cannot look at this and be okay with it.
And it shows up a lot with him. And in fact, we had a blog post about this on the campaign trail last year about needing to talk about Trump's cognitive decline. He does the exact same things that Biden was doing, where he doesn't really know what you're talking about sometimes, and he doesn't really know when things happened with regard to where he is now.
Right.
And it's that same sort of like elderly sundowning syndrome, where it's just like, you kind of don't really know what's going on right now, but you know that you think on your toes and you can kind of talk your way through it, which Biden couldn't really do. Biden
Right.
just
Right.
but Trump, to his credit, has been a talker and kind of a BSer his entire life.
I mean,
so he just tries to do it.
His way of talking out of things, though, is just so absurd, and nobody, it's so tiring, the like sane washing that the mainstream media is doing, when he just goes from like, they're like, hey, I don't think that you have ever taught your uncle, and he just like pivots to like people not being able to flush their toilets anymore, and you're like, what the fuck? What is happening? But speaking, just to go on the same line, right? Let's play this one. Okay, let's hear this out.
Yesterday, you said that you were not sure who ordered the munitions halted to Ukraine. Have you since been able to figure that out?
Well, I haven't thought about it because we're looking at Ukraine right now and munitions, but I have not gone into it.
What does it say that such a big decision could be made inside your government without you knowing?
I would know. If a decision was made, I will know. I'll be the first to know. In fact, most likely I'd give the order, but I haven't done that yet. Yeah, please.
What?
That's what I'm saying. He's just, he in that first half, he's like, no, I haven't thought about it. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then they're like, well, it's happening.
It happens.
Right now,
Yeah.
This is happening. This has happened. I asked you for a comment before. Now I'm asking, do you know about it? And you're like, no. And then,
but if it did happen,
and then how can that, since it is happening, and we agree on that, how did it happen without you ordering or knowing about it? And he's like, let me tell you, if it were to happen, it is happening right now.
It happened.
I would know about it. In fact, I would have given the order, but I haven't done that yet. But it is still happening.
It did happen.
Grandpa, get it together.
And nobody did nothing.
Nobody pushed back.
No,
It's
I mean,
just
but
like, you're like, oh, that makes sense.
You almost can't, because as soon as you push back, it's, well, that's a very nasty question.
Yeah,
I
get it, because they'll kick him out of the press room.
Right, the guy will be arrested. I mean, he'll be sent to Alligator.
That guy was a Fox News affiliate. He's their guy.
Well, he's not their guy because he's asking.
Not anymore. He's not coming back.
Right. So there's clearly problems here.
Look at it. I hate to be this way, but like, look at him. Look at his face. He's tired and droopy, and he rambles. He's just like Biden when people were like, he can't think straight. And to their credit, he had moments where he couldn't think straight. And I'm seeing the exact same thing here.
But it was similar pushback, though, from hardcore Democrats and Biden supporters, where it was like, how can you say that? No, he's fine. And it was like, dude, are we just... It's back to that you're right, post-truth.
It's post-truth reality. I'm sick of it because, we get this, folks, we get this all the time on our Blue Sky account where we will make a valid point about reality. Not like an opinion. Like, this is the world in which we all occupy. And people will be like, how can you say that? You want the Republicans to win? And we're like, it's a fact. I don't really care how it affects anything. It exists in this reality.
We have to be
ignoring it doesn't make it better.
Listen, if we were to speak the truth about both sides, we know the Democrats are better. Okay? Right now they may be they might be the lesser of two evils, but if we can all just call out the truths as we see them, we will see the things that Republicans are doing are so incredibly bad. They're inhumane. They're disgusting.
And nobody wants them. I mean,
nobody wants them.
We see poll after poll, and this is like Rasmussen and Fox News, the polls that will bend over backwards to make him look good are showing him his approval rating for one, but like people who just agree with some of the things they're doing, like the
alligator Alcatraz. Yeah.
Alligator Alcatraz. Nobody likes that.
No.
Nobody thinks that that's a good
idea. Well, some random people on Twitter like that, but that's
but it's polling in like the low 10s.
Right.
It's like it's not a good look.
No.
People hate that.
No.
And you're like, is it a good thing to just ignore it? No, these things happen. They're real.
You're gonna make me pivot on that for just a second because I want to show, unfortunately, a tweet from one of the people I hate the most. I know who it is. No, it's cat turd. It's cat shit. And he said, showing a picture of this really just pleasant looking grandpa who was a hard worker, has a granddaughter and a family here, right? And it says, migrant is being held in alligator Alcatraz, now begging for a chance to self-deport. Cat Turd and his stupid brain dead followers are all like, nope, too late. What do you mean too late? So what's the end goal here? It means that what do you mean too late? He can't be deported now? He's in alligator Alcatraz for life? This is a death sentence?
They're going to send him to El Salvador to a death camp.
What the fuck is happening, man? These people are
deranged. They're completely deranged. Yeah. And I want to point out too, I mean, we brought this up on an earlier podcast when we were going over the numbers, and to your credit, Nate, I was wrong on those numbers. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to see many more deportations than we saw under Biden, and I'm going to be wrong about that. But the final numbers for the first year aren't out yet, but I'm looking at the first half, and I'm like, well, Nate was right. But again, I want to point out that we had, millions of deportations under Biden, and the vast majority of those were self-deportations. Basically, people who were here on visas or people who were here on work. Well, I guess those are also visas, but there are a number of different ways that you come here legally, temporarily to do something, go to school, work on a field, etc. And at the end of that period of time, because you know how long, you're going to be here. I'm going to be in school until I graduate in 4 years or whatever. And then when your visa expires, you go back to your home. If you came from France, doesn't matter where you came from, you go back there. Or you leave, you deport somewhere else. It doesn't matter, but it's a self-deportation. And the majority of them were that way. And so this guy's saying, my visa's expired. I want to go back home. Can I just self-deport? And these people are like, no, you have to be punished. We're putting you in jail. And he's like, do you want me here or not? Like, what are we doing? And I think we know the end game.
I mean, is it to sell them? Is the end game to sell them to a foreign government? Is the end game to prop up the prison? Go ahead.
Is that we've seen a lot of the right-wing talking heads arguing the point of, well, we're going to end up deporting a lot of our agriculture workers, the people working in the field, picking produce and everything else to keep Americans fed. And how are we going to shore up those numbers, right? Because this is cheap labor and they come over on visas to work. How are we going to do that? And their answer is, well, we've got this whole prison workforce that we can force to work for free.
That's where this is going.
That's where this is going. Is there a word for that, by the way? It has to be something shorter than forced to work against your will for free. Is there a word for that?
There's like a 5-letter word or something.
I'll look it up.
I'm not a Scrabble really aficionado, so I don't know those words off the top of my head, but yeah.
But to answer your question, yeah, that's the end goal is that somebody's going to make a lot of money off of this economic model, we'll say, and the way the ends justifying the means is we got all of the brown people out of the country to do this other thing. It's not looking good.
It's not good.
But I don't see any other end game, right? Because if you're getting rid of everybody who picks the food, but all the Americans still need the food.
Here's what's going to happen. Yeah, man. Oh, man.
You're either importing it with a gigantic tariff, or
this is starting to sound like you're right, because I'm seeing in order to get to those drastic measures of we need prisoners to do slave labor.
They have to create an emergency.
They have to create an emergency, and the emergency is the fields are empty, the food is going bad, we're not getting produce to families, the cost of groceries is too expensive. Oh my God, what do? We need to get people out there.
And in the big beautiful bill, they just cut a bunch of funding that would provide people with basically cheap, affordable food. So that is another thing where people don't have food. That's the ramp up. We're making an emergency where people don't have food, and then anything will fly. We said it before. Hungry people cause problems, man. Governments can't handle hungry people very well. But this is their end goal, I think. I mean, that's if I were evil and I wanted all the money and power, that's the way I would do it.
Right. Oh, that hurts. Because I think you're right. I mean, I think that's the only, I mean, listen, we always, I often say that I feel like the new slogan is the cruelty is the point, but it's not. It's just, the money and power is the point. The cruelty is a side effect. You can't
cruelty is just the cherry on top.
For them, yeah. You can't get to all the money and all the power without the insane, disturbing, like truly disturbing cruelty.
Yeah.
And we're seeing it in people like Cat Turd. Because, you know, you and I, Mike, we do this podcast for fun. We're not going to get big. This podcast isn't going to blow up. We're going to have, you know, we're
Unless you like and subscribe now.
Please like and subscribe. My point being that we're over here telling the truth. We're over here worrying about people. We're over here, you know, whatever. That kind of thing doesn't make headlines like what the thing that we're showing on the screen right now. And the reason why this asshole has been interviewed by Tucker, you know, Carlson has been, is making money, is selling a book, is doing all of this bullshit, is because he posts shit like this.
Right. Flashy, confrontational,
and he doesn't
edgy,
and he doesn't care if he's cruel on his way to getting the money and the power and the fame.
Right.
And that this is just like a sliver of what the even more powerful elite class is doing. They just don't care who it hurts.
Right. It's a severe lack of empathy. It's not being able to relate to a human who's having a different experience than you. And you know, and it speaks to a lot of this same cultural problem, we'll say, of like the alpha mentalities and like everyone else is an NPC, and it's sort of like you know, this all the ends justify the means as long as I get all the money and power and I look great and I'm the manliest man, and they're just so distracted to it. You and I do this a lot because we spend some time together, but we talk to people on the streets. Like we go into a store or something, you talk to somebody for a little bit of time, and it's clear that these people just don't think of other humans as people. I mean, they're robots that are out there.
And it's becoming even harder for me, who I feel myself, I am an empath, right? But like we cover so many of these stories that it's almost like, I mean, I looked at this today and I posted about it and I said I was angry, but just stop and think about this for a second. Just say, I just want, if you're listening to this and maybe you're not really even grasping, because this is just one needle in a haystack. This man was just driving, but I think it was cutting back through. He was going back to Argentina. This is a human being. He has a beautiful granddaughter. He has a family. This man is in a prison now, probably with criminals. He's alone. He's afraid. He's by himself. Look at this guy, you know?
In deplorable conditions too.
Look at him. He just looks like a normal, regular guy. He's begging for the chance to just kick me out. Let me go home.
I just want to go home.
Let me go. You know? It's insane. Try and imagine yourself in this position, being taken away from your son or your daughter or your wife or your husband, and put into this position where you probably can't contact anybody. You can't see your family. Your lawyers barely know where you are. You don't know whether you're going to get kicked in the head before your next meal or even have a next meal. I mean, this is literally life and death for these people. And imagine this happening to you. And so many of these people, like Cat Turd, the guy who ran over his own dog in his fucking pickup truck, can't imagine themselves in this situation. And it's heartbreaking. It's truly heartbreaking. And this is only one small... Nobody's going to talk about this guy. I wouldn't have even noticed this guy, known about this guy if I didn't accidentally see a Cat Turd tweet, which I never want to see, right? He's nowhere in my Blue Sky feed other than us posting him. I mean, and this is happening by the hundreds and thousands now across the country. This is heartbreaking. This is truly heartbreaking.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing is that, like you said, it's we have the capacity. Most people do have the capacity to just relate to another human being on a human level. Just you and I are the same. You
It's
know,
it's
we're we're animals with brains walking around this crazy planet just trying to get by.
but it's
And
something about the internet, man. And
it is.
it's you know, because when you talk to a person, if you can isolate a single person and you can
Yeah.
say to them, I can like I said, I have MAGA acquaintances. I can't call anyone I know that's MAGA a friend. I have MAGA acquaintances that I go, hey man, can you just imagine? And they go, well, I only wanted it to be the criminals. Yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
right. This is bad. I only wanted it to be the criminals. When you can isolate, but that same person will go online under Cat Turd's thing. He'll like it, he'll repost it, he'll LOL out loud. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
something, there's some kind
No,
of
it's
cruelty in
it's
the anonymity.
yeah. I mean, it's like the what do they call it? Armchair quarterbacks, right? And they're so politically divisive online. They're just really fiery and stuff. And you meet them face to face, and you don't even push them. You're just like, do you really feel that way? That doesn't seem like the person I know.
Yeah, like I know
Like
you,
that's
man.
I know you. And
Yeah.
you're not really that way. Why do you act that way online? He's like, well, and you get a lot of excuses, but I mean,
Right.
like you said, you never change anything. They go back to being that online presence that they were before.
Yeah, yeah. And, I mean, everybody has a little bit of that. It kind of reminds me of the road rage. You know, you're driving in a
Yeah,
car, right?
yeah.
And somebody cuts you off, and you're like, "You motherfucker, kill you and your family," you know. But then, you know, if that person did that in front of you, like face to face, you're like, "Whoa," you know. But it's not like everybody's stabbing each other. You know,
Right,
it's like
right.
there's something about like being disconnected from other people and how you react to other people versus like if you saw this poor man in front of you and he was crying and he was begging and you knew he wasn't a
Yeah.
criminal and he was begging, just let me go home. You know, I promise I won't come back. I just want to see my granddaughter again or whatever. The majority of people, I hope and I believe, would feel compassion and, you know,
I think that you're right? And there's two sides to this. So there's the one of being able to relate with people, but also there's the side of it where they've painted you a picture of this class of group, this group as a whole of who's going to get deported and they're criminals and they're violent and they want to
it's
sell
designed
drugs.
that way.
It's
Yes.
designed that way, right? But whenever you get one of these where you're like, but this guy, what did this guy do? And you tell them the sob story. Most people, even I think online, see that and they go, all right. They shouldn't have done it to this guy.
Well, a lot of them, and I've had that
Right?
conversation,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
I
the
get that a
point
lot.
is
And then
that
I'm like, but the whole that's the thing though.
it's
right?
majority
They can't
this
all
guy.
be that way that you're talking about.
It's this guy is the majority of people that listen. I understand that gangs in South America and Mexico are a problem, but there's not
Sure.
1.5 million MS-13 gang members in the United States, guys. Like, what are you
Right.
talking about? You know?
And you've made no consideration for these types of edge cases where you're like,
These
okay,
aren't
this
edge
guy
cases.
hold on. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt for no reason.
Ugh.
They don't deserve it, but let's give it to them. That this is an edge case, and we're like, this guy is in wrong place, wrong time, has the right idea, wants to self-deport. It would cost the government less money for him to self-deport. We should just do that. There's no process there. There's no way for anybody to be like, this guy just let him go. He'll leave. Like, what if you just take him to the border, and send him on his way? And that's the cheap option. There's no process there. He can't ask for that. No one's going to give it to him. So even when people agree, you're like, well, the government's going to keep him in gator jail for the rest of his life. And you're like, but that's terrible. Let him go home. And everybody wants him to go home. Let him go home.
Yeah. I mean, and again, just to go back to the point, it's designed that way. It's
Yeah.
so that we don't see them as human. And
Yes.
you said it exactly. It does cost the government more. But what do you mean by cost the government more? That means it costs, well, who funds the government? Costs us. Right? It costs us more. So okay, where people are upset, it's costing the government more. It's actually costing us more. We're spending that money on who? The private prison.
ICE, yeah, and the prisons.
ICE, the prisons, they're making hand over fist. So it costs the government more, is the point. Republicans have never, in the history of the party, been the actual party of fiscal responsibility and smaller government. Period. Full stop. End of story. Fuck all of you. It's just not true. You debate me. Fucking debate me. Okay,
yeah,
it's just not. Mind. You cannot find in the history of the Republican Party, since the party ideologies have basically swapped in the 60s, 70s, whatever, that the Republican Party has wanted true fiscal responsibility. There are outliers. There's the Justin Amash's. There's the Ron and Rand Pauls. Who are terrible for other reasons. But
Amash is an independent.
That's fair. Amash was an independent, sure. He mostly caucused with Republicans, though.
He did, yeah.
But nonetheless, you won't find it. So, God damn it, we have to end the show, and we haven't even told everybody that Grok is Hitler. I mean,
we did forget to talk about Mecha Hitler.
I didn't forget. I mean, it's on the list. It's right next. But
right, give me 3 minutes. Of
I don't know, man. Elon Musk wanted Grok to be more like himself, and it started calling himself Mecha Hitler. That's it. That's the show. I mean, what the fuck? Okay, we have a few minutes. We have a few minutes here.
Okay.
Maybe I don't have a few minutes. Okay, I do. I have a few minutes. Grok, Mike and I are both in tech. We've said this a few times. Everybody who's listened to more than 4 episodes, at least 1 in 3 episodes, we have to qualify by saying we know what we're talking about. We're not just
when it comes to software and technical stuff generally, we know what we're talking about.
And unfortunately AI. And I say unfortunately because we've been forced. Like AI is being forced on all of you. It's being forced on us too, because it's all anybody talks about in tech, which means that we have to build the things that our clients want us to build. And that is a lot of AI right now. And we understand AI better than the average person. I've had lots of conversations with people where I have to say, no, that what you're saying, I understand that makes sense to you, but it's wrong. This is how it actually works. Okay. We get it. When AI, when a model comes out and says it's Mecha Hitler, okay, you have to really force it to speak that way. It's not as simple as a one line, don't be, it's okay to be politically incorrect. There's a layer of training that has to happen.
Yeah.
That allows that stuff to come through. Okay.
And an amount of money that goes along with that training.
Serious amount
unbelievable.
It's an unbelievable amount of money. And cost to the environment, I might add, but that's a whole different,
another time,
a whole different ballgame. So the amount of money and effort spent to go from the release of one model to the release of an altered state of that model is it's not always a simple system prompt change. And this was not just a simple system prompt change. This was some training and big dollars spent that went into this, and Grok came out answering questions like who would be better suited to solve the migrant crisis in Texas, with saying, well, Adolf Hitler would certainly be, a great person for the job. He was hard on, had a hardline stance on migrants and what the fuck? I'm gonna explode. So
yeah, it's not good. I mean, here I have a quote one for you here. This is Grok.
All right.
It responds, quote, "The truth, it's the glaring pattern. Radical leftists like Cindy Steinberg celebrating drowned white kids in Texas floods as, quote, future fascists, end quote, often share Ashkenazi Jewish surnames. Noticing this trend isn't bigotry, it's empirical observation. Hate the game, not the spotter."
And that was one of its
and that was a tame one.
That was a tame one. That's when people were like, well, that sounds pretty racist. Let me see what else I can get it to say. And boy, did they get it to say some things. Anyway, so it made a bunch of zig-tails. It made a bunch of like Roman love salutes, whatever Elon wants to call it.
Yes.
It got the CEO of X to step down.
Yeah. Linda Yaccarino, I believe is her name.
Is Linda Jewish?
I don't know, and I don't know that that's relevant.
No. Well,
do you think Grok fired Linda? Elon's like, what should we do, Grok? And Grok's like, well, now.
No, she's an Italian American. I was just asking because Jesus Christ, you know, you know, but at the same time, I know part of the reason I can understand from just a business perspective the reasons for stepping down, other than the fallout, the should be fallout of advertisers bailing and of you losing money of whatever. This clearly was a model or an alteration to a major product that just got shoved out the door. Somebody said, Elon, why is Grok so woke? And Elon said, we'll fix immediately. And then Elon turned to one of his 21-year-old just out of college goons and said, hey, make it more Hitler, without saying Hitler. And then he went, okay, I did it. And Linda went, this is not ready for production. I'm speculating. I don't think this is quite ready. I think we need to do some testing. And then somebody just hit I hit go live.
Oh shit, I published that.
Fuck.
I'm trying to stop it, but it's making it go faster.
It's all right. Yeah. So
let me tell you, from the tech world, accidentally publishing to production is the scariest thing you'll ever live through in your life. So that guy is not having a good time. It's like, oh no.
Well, but it certainly was. Point being, it wasn't an accident. Elon said, do it. Linda probably pushed back, and eventually you have to say, all right, I can't do this anymore.
For sure. But I've got some good news for you.
Okay, wait, do we have breaking good news that we can end on?
Breaking good news.
Oh, give me the breaking good news. Please give me something.
Grok AI signed a very lucrative contract with the United States government to be their official AI vendor.
I should have known. The same second that they released this X pornographic anime side app. Oh, you didn't hear about this?
I didn't hear about it.
Oh my god, I thought I shared this with you, but I guess I didn't. Let me see if I can find it real quick, because there's a great dual. I'm
gonna throw Nate right under the bus with this one.
Oh no! Oh yeah. Okay, here it's right here. I can't believe you missed this. Let me just share that. Let me share the headline with you.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I almost shared something else. No, I can't actually. Get
I do see it.
Yeah, I can't.
No one else does. It's just me though.
Yeah. Let me see if
Grok
I can.
rolls out pornographic anime campaign. Lands Department of Defense contract in the same headline.
Right. Let me see if I can. Here you go.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they rolled out this weird pornographic anime companion
advanced
app.
version of the AI chatbot from Elon Musk's XAI, still identified as Adolf Hitler. Whoever wrote this headline, you deserve whatever award you give journalists.
Well, it certainly wasn't the New York Times, right? Can guarantee that.
Oh my god.
This is like a Verge or Wired headline, I hope. I actually don't know where the headline came from.
It's probably Rolling Stone. They've been sort of hammering them lately.
Rolling Stone or Teen Vogue is basically the only place you can get your fucking real news now without
it's a Rolling Stone. It's a Rolling Stone headline. Is it? I'll make sure it's in the show notes.
Okay, great. Good on them. All right. Hey, great spot to end the show today.
At least we're laughing.
At least we're hey, everyone, if you made it this far, if you made it through the Epstein conspiracy theories, Grok is Hitler, and the terrible things that the United States is now being known for doing to migrants, like and subscribe.
Leave a comment.
Leave a comment.
We're playing a fun new game where one of our stories is truly false, and you guys have to figure out which.
Yeah. Which one of these stories was false?
Which one of those stories is false?
Uh,
What a great time to be alive.
they're all real.
They're all real.
They're all real.
Maybe next episode I'll pepper in some story that I make up and we see how far we go with it.
But don't do it, because by the time we get to it, it'll be real. And Jesus Christ, don't do it. Don't even put it out into the universe. I feel like the writers of this season of America are just tapped into my brain. Like, what is the worst possible thing that could happen? And it just comes true. So, okay. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time on the Blue Sedition podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on Blue Ski. That's where we post our updates most of the time. Mike, you got something to say? No.
No. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming along for the ride.
Catch you later.